In the quiet, leafy suburb of Bærum, just outside Oslo, life appeared peaceful. The streets were lined with neat houses, children's laughter drifted faintly from playgrounds, and neighbors exchanged polite smiles across well-manicured lawns. Among them lived Elise Carlsen, 38, a mother of two. To anyone passing by, she seemed like the perfect parent. Each morning, she would walk her children, 17-year-old Matthias and 10-year-old Sigrid, to the school bus stop, always smiling, always friendly. She baked cookies for school events, attended parent-teacher meetings with enthusiasm, and waved cheerfully to neighbors. Before we begin, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. We uncover dark, shocking stories like this every week. And if you're watching from Oslo, Bergen, Stavanger, or anywhere in Norway, leave a comment down below telling us where you are. You might be closer to this story than you think. On the surface, Elise's life was flawless. She maintained a meticulously clean home, hosted birthday parties that people still talked about weeks later, and shared photos of family vacations on social media. Everything suggested a mother who loved her children deeply. Now, pause for a moment. Have you ever met someone who seemed perfect, only to discover they were hiding something? If you've ever had that gut feeling, hit that subscribe button and let us know in the comments. I'd love to hear your story. But even the most ordinary streets can hide extraordinary secrets. Some neighbors whispered about Elise behind her back. They said she was overly private, locking doors for hours at a time. Some noticed that Matthias and Sigrid rarely played outside like other children. No one could have imagined what was truly happening behind the doors of the Carlsen home. And, on this particular grey and rainy morning in October 2023, the calm of Bærum would begin to unravel. When the school bus arrived that day, Matthias and Sigrid were nowhere to be seen. Neighbors murmured to each other, puzzled. Some assumed the children were sick or late. A teacher called the school office, no record of their attendance that morning. Panic started to ripple through the quiet suburb. But here's the chilling part, no one suspected that the smiles, the cookies, the perfect facade were hiding something unimaginable. And this was only the beginning. If you want to see how the mystery unfolds and why no one could have predicted the horrors behind these walls, make sure to like this video, share it with friends who love suspenseful mysteries, and comment below, what would you do if your neighbor's children suddenly disappeared? Stay with us, because in the next chapter, the investigation begins, and the truth starts to emerge in ways no one could imagine. By mid-morning, panic had grown. Neighbors who had waved at Elise just hours before were now whispering furiously. The school contacted local authorities. Police arrived at the Carlsen residence, their sirens muted to avoid alarming the entire neighborhood. Elise met them at the door with a calm, composed smile. "Don't worry," she said gently, almost rehearsed. "Matthias and Sigrid are fine. They're just playing upstairs." But something in her tone made the officers pause. There was no hint of urgency, no sign of worry, not even a flicker of the fear one would expect from a mother whose children had been missing for days. If you've ever felt that gut instinct that someone isn't telling the truth, what would you do? And comment below, would you trust a parent who seems too calm when your own children are missing? The officers asked to see the children, and Elise led them to the second floor, insisting the kids were in their rooms. But the bedrooms were empty. No backpacks, no school uniforms, no trace that the children had been there recently. Neighbors revealed something chilling. "They haven't been outside all week," one whispered. "I haven't seen them go to school either." Another added, "I thought it was just strict parenting, but now I'm not so sure." The police began a detailed search of the house, floor by floor, scanning every closet, every corner, every locked door. And yet, there was no sign of Matthias or Sigrid. A strange unease settled over the house. Elise moved through it with a calm precision, opening doors, directing officers to rooms, all the while insisting her children were safe. It was as if the fear and panic of the outside world didn't touch her at all. The officers exchanged glances. Something didn't add up. How could two children simply vanish from a house their mother was in every day? And why did Elise's demeanor feel rehearsed, almost staged? Outside, police officers began canvassing neighbors. Some recalled hearing strange noises at odd hours, a door slamming, footsteps in empty rooms, muffled voices, but no one ever saw the children. The house, so ordinary from the outside, was becoming a labyrinth of secrets. And the question that hung in the air, heavy and ominous, was terrifying: what could possibly be happening inside the Carlsen home? If you're still watching, comment below what you think is behind those doors. Are the children safe? Or is there something far more sinister hidden inside? And don't forget to subscribe. These stories only get darker, and you won't want to miss what happens next. The officers, led by Detective Sophie Hansen, began a systematic search of the Carlsen home. Every floor, every closet, every storage room was inspected, but the children remained nowhere in sight. Then they noticed it, a narrow, almost hidden staircase leading to the attic. The door was reinforced with a heavy lock, unlike any other in the house. Elise's casual demeanor faltered slightly when it came into view. That's just storage," she said, her voice too calm. Too rehearsed. Detective Hansen frowned. There was something about that attic that didn't sit right. Officers forced the lock open. The creaking hinges and dust-heavy air made the room feel like stepping into a completely different world. In the corner of the attic, hidden beneath a pile of old furniture, they found a small, locked chest. Inside was Matthias's diary, its pages worn, edges frayed. As Hansen carefully opened it, the writing revealed a chilling reality. Matthias had been writing daily, documenting his fear, loneliness, and the strange rules his mother imposed. His entries included cryptic notes. "I can't go outside. Mom says it's too dangerous. Sigrid cries every night. I don't know how to help her. No one would understand, even if they saw." The diary was more than a journal, it was a cry for help from a child trapped in a world no one could imagine. If you were the police officer holding this diary, what would you do next? Comment below what you think might be hidden in that attic. As the officers searched the attic further, they noticed signs of extended habitation. Small makeshift beds. Empty food containers hidden in corners. Books and toys that were strangely untouched, almost staged. It was as if a secret world existed above the home, separate from the ordinary life everyone else saw. And the more they uncovered, the more questions emerged. How long had the children been here? How had Elise maintained such control without anyone noticing? Each diary page raised more questions than answers. Investigators realized this was not just a case of missing children. It was a story of psychological manipulation, careful planning, and secrets hidden in plain sight. The attic seemed to whisper its own story, hinting at horrors that had unfolded over weeks, maybe months. Detective Hansen made a note: this could be the key to understanding Elise's motivations, but it also hinted that the full truth was far more terrifying than anyone had imagined. And then, in the final pages of Matthias's diary, a line made everyone pause. "If anyone finds this, know that Mom is watching. You cannot save us." The words hung in the air like a warning. The children's fate was still uncertain. If you're watching this unfold, comment below, what do you think Elise was hiding in that attic beyond the diary? And don't forget to like this video and share it with friends who love chilling mysteries. After hours of searching the main house, Detective Sophie Hansen and her team turned their attention to the backyard shed, a small, nondescript building hidden behind neatly trimmed hedges. From the outside, it looked innocent, just a storage space for garden tools. But something about its position, its lock, and Elise's subtle hesitation drew suspicion. "That shed?" "Oh, that's just for the bikes and old boxes," Elise said, her voice calm, almost rehearsed. Her eyes, however, flicked to the door with a sharp intensity. The police approached cautiously, keys in hand, unsure what they might find. Inside, the shed was dark, cramped, and suffocating. The smell hit the officers immediately, a mixture of damp wood, old food, and something more unsettling they could not yet identify. Then they saw it, makeshift sleeping areas, blankets, and containers that indicated the children had been living there for weeks, possibly months. Minimal food had been provided, hidden in corners, just enough to survive. Toys and personal items were arranged neatly, as if Elise had tried to create a sense of order in captivity. It was prolonged captivity, disguised under the guise of care. Psychological manipulation was evident everywhere, rules written on scraps of paper, instructions for behavior, and entries in small notebooks hinting at threats if the children misbehaved. Officers could hardly believe it. How could a mother, someone entrusted with the lives of her children, create such a controlled environment while maintaining a normal life in the neighborhood? At this point, I want you to comment, how could someone you think you know hide something so dark right in their backyard? The team documented everything. Every corner, every scrap of evidence, every trace of daily life the children endured. What made it even more disturbing was Elise's calm demeanor throughout the process. She watched the officers carefully, never showing panic, fear, or remorse. It wasn't just disbelief that filled the room, it was horror mixed with confusion. How could someone maintain composure while the evidence of such cruelty unfolded right before their eyes? Detective Hansen scribbled notes rapidly. This was no ordinary neglect. This was preparation, control, and deliberate concealment. And yet, there was something about Elise that didn't fit any profile they had studied. A cold, calculated calm, even in the face of exposure. And then, a final, chilling detail, hidden beneath one of the blankets, they found a small notebook belonging to Sigrid. Inside, the young girl had written, in trembling handwriting, "Mom says we are safe, but I am scared. Please help me." No one will listen. The room went silent. The words were clear. The children had suffered not just physical deprivation, but psychological terror. And Elise? Well, her composure was unnerving, making the police question what her true intentions had really been. If you're watching this and can't believe what Elise has done, comment below. Do you think she truly believed she was protecting her children, or was this calculated cruelty? And make sure to subscribe, because in the next chapter, we'll follow the investigation deeper, uncovering secrets that will leave you on the edge of your seat. This is where the truth begins to twist in ways no one could predict. Detective Sophie Hansen and her team moved methodically, collecting forensic evidence from every corner of the Carlsen home. Each step revealed more unsettling details. Fingerprints on the attic and shed locks, Elise's were everywhere, but strangely, there were no fingerprints of the children on the makeshift beds or containers. Digital logs from Elise's devices showed meticulous monitoring of the children, including strict schedules and instructions she sent to a hidden tablet the kids were forced to use. Unusual residues discovered in the shed hinted at prolonged confinement, including traces of cleaning chemicals and powders that suggested Elise attempted to mask smells and erase evidence. Every piece of evidence painted a picture of someone who planned meticulously and controlled every aspect of the children's lives. The investigation revealed something chilling. Elise had made a series of online purchases over months, high-security locks, surveillance cameras, monitoring devices, and even child restraint equipment. Detectives began connecting dots. Elise's perfect life wasn't just a facade. It was a carefully constructed cover for weeks, maybe months, of secret confinement. The police interviewed neighbors, teachers, and acquaintances. Everyone expressed the same sentiment: Elise had hidden in plain sight. Neighbors remembered seeing the children briefly but never interacting normally with them. Teachers noted that the children were withdrawn, almost robotic in their behavior. Friends said Elise often joked about being too protective, but no one imagined the dark reality behind her words. The investigators began to realize that the perfect mother everyone admired had created a hidden world that no one could have anticipated. At this point, I want to ask you, what do you think? Was Elise a parent trying to protect her children in a twisted way, or was this a calculated, premeditated crime? Comment below with your theory. And then came the moment that would turn the investigation upside down. Among Elise's digital files, authorities discovered a series of encrypted messages to a child psychologist in Bergen. The content of these messages suggested Elise had been communicating secrets, strategies, and warnings in code. Forensic experts scratched their heads. Why encrypt these messages? Who was she communicating with, and why? The tension grew. Investigators were no longer just asking whether Elise had harmed her children, they were asking, how deep did this planning go, and was anyone else involved? The chilling truth was about to start unraveling. If you think you can guess what Elise was hiding in those messages, comment below. And if you're still watching, hit the like button and share this video. Your friends won't believe the twists coming next. While analyzing Elise's digital footprint, forensic experts discovered a series of encrypted messages on her computer. They weren't sent via email or social media. These were carefully hidden, coded messages that only someone with a key could read. The recipient? A child psychologist in Bergen, known for working with at-risk children. The content was shocking. I've hidden them well. They'll never find out. Every investigator in the room froze. Who was Elise sending these messages to? And why? Who do you think this message was meant for? Was the psychologist an unwitting recipient, or someone helping Elise? Comment your theory below and don't forget to hit the like button if this gives you chills. The messages suggested a double life. Elise maintained a friendly, composed exterior in Bærum, while secretly monitoring, controlling, and communicating cryptic instructions to a professional who might either be complicit or completely deceived. Investigators began trying to decode the messages. Some hinted at schedules, meals, and rules imposed on the children. Others were more cryptic, almost like warnings. No one must know the truth before next month. They will not escape my care. Not yet. The more authorities read, the more they realized Elise had meticulously planned every detail, and possibly involved someone else, or at least manipulated someone else, without them even realizing it. Was the psychologist an accomplice? Or was Elise simply smart enough to fool someone into thinking she was acting in the children's best interest? No one knew yet. And that uncertainty added a chilling psychological layer to the case. I want to know what you think. Was Elise acting alone, or was someone else unknowingly helping her? Comment below with your theory, and remember to subscribe, because in the next chapter, the children's hidden world starts to reveal itself in ways that will shock even the toughest investigators. And then, a breakthrough. A partial decryption revealed a meeting scheduled between Elise and the psychologist, the week after the children went missing. The note read, "They must understand I am only protecting them. Everything else is irrelevant." The room went silent. Protecting them? After weeks of confinement and psychological torment, Could Elise truly believe this? Or was it a twisted rationalization for something far darker? The questions hung heavy. What was Elise trying to protect? And from whom? Forensic experts and child psychologists pored over months of evidence. The shed and attic, meticulously organized to enforce obedience. Notes and reminders left by Elise, containing rules, threats, and daily instructions. Video logs from hidden cameras showing routine check-ins, meal times, and punishments for disobedience. Every detail revealed a sophisticated psychological manipulation. Elise had trained her children to respond to fear, not comfort. Every smile she showed to neighbors was a mask, hiding weeks of torment. In investigators' reports, forensic psychologists reconstructed what life may have felt like for Matthias and Sigrid. Fear was constant, even in the smallest tasks. Every step could bring punishment. Confusion clouded their thoughts. Was this discipline, or something darker? Longing for safety was unbearable, yet hope flickered in secret corners, like stolen moments to speak in whispers or hiding notes to each other. Investigators were ready. They had the diaries, the shed evidence, the encrypted messages, and now a complete psychological profile of Elise. One question hung heavy in the room. What will Elise say when confronted with the truth? Will she crumble, confess, or maintain her icy calm? The stage was set for a confrontation that would reveal shocking secrets and force everyone to rethink the entire investigation. Comment below what you think Elise will do when the police confront her. Will she admit everything, or will there be another twist? And make sure you're subscribed. You won't want to miss the next chapter, where the confrontation begins, and the first major revelation leaves everyone speechless. Elise was escorted into the interrogation room in Bærum Police Headquarters. The atmosphere was tense, heavy with anticipation. Detective Sophie Hansen had all the evidence laid out on the table. The shed, the attic, the diaries, the encrypted messages, and the testimony from neighbors and psychologists. Elise sat calmly, hands folded, eyes steady. There was no trembling, no pleading. Just cold composure. "We know what you did, Elise," Detective Hansen said firmly. "We know about the shed, the attic, the diaries. We know about the encrypted messages. Why? Tell us why." For the first time, Elise spoke, her voice measured but chilling. I did it for their protection. No one understood the dangers out there. If I hadn't taken control, something far worse could have happened to them. I kept them safe, even if it doesn't look that way to you. Her words sent shockwaves through the room. Parts of her confession were undeniable. She admitted to confinement, manipulation, and strict control. Yet the reasoning she provided blurred the line between twisted rationalization and delusional paranoia. What do you think? Was Elise truly protecting her children, or is this a calculated attempt to justify something far darker? Comment below if you think she is guilty, or if her mental state could explain her actions. Psychologists interviewed during the interrogation noted Elise exhibited classic signs of obsessive-compulsive control and paranoia, yet she spoke with remarkable clarity and planning. Detectives were left questioning. Was this a mother driven by fear, deluded into thinking confinement equaled safety? Or was this premeditated abuse, hidden under the guise of protection? Even neighbors, teachers, and friends were split. Some felt she truly believed she was keeping the children safe, others were horrified, convinced this was cold, deliberate cruelty. The room held its breath as Elise continued, revealing details of her methods, the schedules, and the rules she imposed. But she stopped short of admitting intent to kill, leaving investigators, and the audience, grappling with moral ambiguity and psychological horror. Her calm demeanor, contrasted with the undeniable trauma her children endured, created a psychological puzzle more terrifying than the physical evidence alone. The trial was held at Oslo District Court, attracting attention from media outlets across Norway. Cameras captured the tense atmosphere. Journalists whispered outside, social media buzzed with speculation, and concerned neighbors from Bærum and Bergen crowded the gallery. Inside, the courtroom was packed. Detective Sophie Hansen, psychologists, and forensic experts took the stand, detailing months of evidence: the attic, the shed, diaries, encrypted messages, and the psychological impact on Matthias and Sigrid. Child psychologists testified about the trauma inflicted by isolation and manipulation, describing the long-term effects on the children. Forensic experts presented evidence of prolonged confinement, food deprivation, and the hidden world Elise had meticulously created. Neighbors and acquaintances described the perfect facade, emphasizing how Elise had hidden her dark reality in plain sight. Every detail painted a horrifying picture, leaving even the most seasoned courtroom observers speechless. Outside the courtroom, social media exploded with commentary. Posts from concerned parents, neighbors, and ordinary Norwegians debated. How could someone hide such acts in a seemingly ordinary neighborhood? Could Elise have been delusional, or was this sheer cruelty? What signs had been missed? Families in attendance wept openly. Friends and former neighbors tried to reconcile the Elise they knew with the mother revealed in court. After days of deliberation, the judge delivered the verdict. Elise Carlsen is hereby sentenced to life imprisonment for the confinement, abuse, and endangerment of her children. She will serve the remainder of her life without the possibility of parole. The courtroom erupted. Some cried tears of relief, others gasped in disbelief. Elise remained calm, expression unreadable. Her sentence marked justice for the children, but left lingering questions about the facade she had maintained for so long. If you're watching this and feel the shock, hit that like button and comment below. How do you think Elise kept this hidden for so long? And subscribe if you want to follow more stories like this, uncovering secrets people think they can hide in plain sight. Even after the sentence, the story left an unsettling question. Could someone near you be hiding a secret just as dark? How many imperfect lives conceal horrors behind closed doors? Stay alert. Stay aware. The verdict provided closure, but the story lingered in hearts and minds, a chilling reminder of how appearances can deceive and how vigilance and empathy are vital in protecting the innocent. Yet, even with justice served, lingering questions remain. How did a mother hide such cruelty for so long without raising alarms? Could psychological delusions justify or explain her actions? How many imperfect facades in the world might be hiding secrets just as dark? Now, I want to hear from you. Where are you watching from? Comment below. If this story shocked you, hit that like button. And if you want more weekly mysteries just like this one, subscribe, grow this channel to its first 100 subscribers and share this video with your friends, because the truth is stranger and darker than fiction. Remember, some secrets can hide in plain sight. How close is danger to you, really? How well do you really know the people in your life? Keep your eyes open, because the next story may be closer than you think. Don't forget, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and comment below. Your thoughts, theories, and reactions help uncover the truth behind these dark mysteries, and keep you connected to stories that shock, intrigue, and make you question the world around you.